Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground is brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Model railroaders are they're more open now than they used to be. We call them closet railroaders because in the public, if you tell them you're playing with trains, they think maybe there's something wrong. If you want to start a club, you can have a place to be. The Napa store and the upstairs was empty, and we worked out a deal with Dennis, the owner, to set up there. We had lost our home at Napa, and I've been active in trying to save this building. In 1998, this was restored and opened for the Beltrami County Historical Society. And this came available and kind of helped the Historical Society with some rent, so we moved downstairs. Even though this was going to become the museum for the Beltrami County Historical Society, we wanted to keep part of it that was devoted to the railroad and transportation. The first road that came to town was the Great Northern, and the only one left now, and now it's BNSF, of course. But Jim Hill, the Empire builder, and I'm sure you've heard that name, this is the last depot that he commissioned before he passed away in 1916. This is the telegrapher's office. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This was kind of the center of the depot. The telegrapher sat here, and if these were opened, you could see, and this is just like it was. You could see down the tracks at both ways. So the telegrapher ran everything here. He communicated with his telegraph. He typed out bills, covered a lot of area from here. At one time, there was a red sign out front here that you could, by pulling a lever, you could stop the passenger train, say there was a passenger train coming and there's some people that are going to ride the train. You could stop the train to pick up passengers. So this was the brainchild right here. This is where the center of it. This is the winter scene, naturally, of northern Minnesota logging. Jerry Weiss kind of ramrodded this thing, and we all did our thing on here. Built cook houses, the bunk houses for the loggers, lots of little details there. Jerry was a colorful guy. He just passed away about 2 weeks ago. And we came down one night and we saw all these popsicle pieces sticking back up on the ridge there. Well, they're tombstones, and everybody's names are on those tombstones. So that's kind of cute. The Crookston Sawmill, that was a huge sawmill in the 20s. So Dwayne Thompson and Dave Smith, Dave built the depot, which is very similar to the Great Northern Depot here, and made a summer scene with a sawmill operation on this side. These other displays will change, but this room stays the same. And it's probably the most original room in the building because we had to do certain things to meet certain codes, but nothing has been really altered. This was right where this stands here. If you came in to get tickets to go somewhere, you would stand right there, and the agent or his assistant would stand right there and sell you the tickets. So that really hasn't changed. I don't know if this would show up on the camera or not. I'm getting a little bit away from model railroading, but railroad history. If you walked right through here, you'll feel a depression here. This is worn from, these doors would be closed so the public come in here. So when they walked out, they would come here and turn their shoe to open that door. And that's what 80 years of footprints will do. And that's pretty remarkable. We tried to tie the two things together because Northern Iron Horse Railroad Society in our charter is to preserve history and keep it alive. When we had a chance to come into the basement of the Great Northern Depot and be here when a train actually goes rumbling by, kind of neat. We welcome families with children. I mean, this is not a grouchy bunch of old men down here and don't come and touch my train. That's not what we're about. We're very happy that we're able to save the building and make it a focal point of the community and keep history alive.
If you enjoyed this segment of Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground, consider making a contribution at lptv.org. If you have segment ideas pertaining to North Central Minnesota, contact us at legacy@lptv.org. Common Ground is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund by the vote of the people on November 4th, 2008.